Hello and welcome to the Sunday Live Chat. I'm Carrie, I'm Science Gal, and today I have a super special guest. Who are
Hi,
you, my
Lefty.
friend? Do you want to introduce yourself for maybe the half of a person somewhere out there that doesn't know who you are?
Hi, I'm Lefty. My full name is Lefty3213a.
Uh-huh.
I do what Carrie does and make videos about fish.
Yes, and you're the coolest person ever, and my friend.
Thank you. I'm
and your
happy to be here.
and that is your first and last name,
Yes.
legally.
Yes. I mean,
That
when I
is.
get packages shipped to me, I put first name is Lefty, last name is 3213a.
Uh-huh.
If you're like 6 or 8 packages, the freaking mail person said to my dad, "Who is this person?"
Uh-huh. Oh, goodness. But we have no plan today, so we're just going to chit chat and hang out and have fun because it's
Woohoo.
been a week and I am going to relax and recover with my friends today. Jesse's not here because he's recovering at the lake currently, so that's where he's at. So he's playing at the lake in Oklahoma right now. So
Oh, okay.
that's where Jesse's at. So if you're lurking somewhere, hi Jesse.
Hi.
But hi, Bruiser. Welcome, Mark, Chris, Steven, and Skipper. Welcome. Thanks for being here. I'm glad to have you. But yeah, there's no. What's up with you? How was your week?
Uneventful. I have this cough that I can't shake, so I'm starting to think I have bronchitis.
Oh, goodness.
But I called my doctors, and they're like, "We can't get you in till January 30th," and I'm like, "That's 6 months away."
That's a long time. Be
So,
like, I'll be good by then.
if I'm still feeling like junk come like maybe Wednesday, I'll probably go to the walk-in or something. But other than that, my fish had babies while I was gone.
Oh, well, that's exciting.
The wild-caught Vietnamese white cloud minnows decided that their eggs would hatch.
Wow. Well, congratulations.
Yeah, the first egg scatter I've ever been able to breed. So I'm
That
kind of
was my
excited.
first one. Not that particular one, but it was I think it was the Pearl Galaxy bred before the Blue Daisies.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't
They're,
remember.
they're
Yeah.
so
But
tiny.
they're so cute, and I
I
didn't
know.
know how much I was going to like them, but I put them outside in the tubs, and I had just a few inside, and I think I had 2 babies inside, but I had a whole tub full of babies outside, and I was like, dang.
Yeah, I did not get to do my summer tubbing thing this year. I'm hoping next year I can finally do it.
I started it, but I never finished it. I set them up, and then we were watching, I believe it was Jay Oliver, and we got a solar air pump, and we put that in, and it
Mhm.
works great. Then when we went to the Triple Crown, I was like, I'll just wait because I did want to get more rice fish, and I wanted to put guppies like always out there.
Right.
So I kept waiting and waiting because I was going to the Triple Crown, and I never ordered anything or got it because I was like, I'm going to the Triple Crown. I'm not. So then when I got back, I bought pretty much everything for the inside and nothing for the outside. So I had some koi gallic or calico koi sword tails, but I only had females and I put them outside. And
Okay.
then the couple rice fish that I had inside, I went ahead and did put outside, but I don't think I have a pair. I think they're all females.
Okay, that's
So yeah, so I have stuff out there, but I wouldn't say that it's doing like but the white clouds and the mosquito fish that are outside in the larger tubs, the mosquito fish are doing they're the ones that are the stand. It seems like I have one that's like the standout outside. Like each summer it kind of and this it's the mosquito fish this year.
okay.
And what happened was I got too lazy and my sunshade fell in and
Oh.
it's like half floating. And I just was like, I'll get to it. But those mosquito fish really like stuff that floats with just a little tiny bit of water that kind of overflows it. So they went crazy breeding because I was too lazy to take the sunshade out. So yeah, that was a mistake, but like a really good one.
Sounds like it.
Oh yeah, we had all kinds of people come into chat. Thank you guys for popping in. I'll scroll back up. See, Liquid Zoo's here, Ed's here, Scuba Stevo's here, Regina, welcome. Lisa's here. Wow, hi, Zen Ginger, welcome. My voice, I'm channeling Jess from the morning. I've got my V-neck, and I have a sort, like a raspy voice. So I'm channeling the weekend morning show. Welcome. We'll start at the beginning. And then I'll let you talk because you're my guest, but I'm going to talk first.
All right.
Well, see, for the Aquashella stuff, it started out great because I don't sleep very well before a flight because I'm always anxious, but I'm really anxious when we have to leave really early. So about 2 o'clock, I was settling in, and I was going to go to sleep for like 2 hours where a storm blew through and knocked our Wi-Fi and our cable and like any type of anything attached to our house, knocked it down with a big tree limb. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to leave that there. We'll deal with it when we get back. I have a really early flight. We're going to leave and have some fun. So the travel was great. We got to Dallas with no problem. And then all my friends had to go. Which I understood. But then I was starting, when you hold it together for like, because you're in public,
Yep.
and then you go back to your room and you just have kind of a minor freak out.
Yep.
Well, I did because one of my hair clients decided she was mad at me because apparently I forgot to tell someone how to do her haircut, which I thought I did tell, but it had been a while, so she was not happy with me on top of everybody else. I was kind of just, have fun. We pulled it together, and it was great, but it was a little stressful, and I told everybody there that I will never do that again unless everybody's there. We'll just shut it down and try again next show.
Probably.
Well, and I got real good at setting up the creatorscapes because I set them all up, and I was channeling Shelby from the Garden of Eden because she's so awesome and like she's just so organized that she uses her cell phone to like perfectly space everything. So I was like, I'm going to do that too. Well, I set up all the wrong tanks.
Oh.
So I had to tear them down, which was fine. I needed the practice setting up lights, So, and like everybody there, John Oliver and everybody, that we all came together and we all pulled it out. And if it wasn't for everybody there, I don't know. But I make it kind of crazy because it was a little crazy for me, but I think we did a good job. But for the live streams, I felt bad because we were going to have some really cool demos planned. And I think it just got too hot in the building. It was just so hot that first day that the computer just got too hot. So luckily, I just brought my computer for the heck of it, and I was like, I'll try to set it up. But for some reason, there's some magical setting on this MacBook versus the other computer that I could not figure out how. The other two mics that we had, Jesse was emceeing, and we could hear him through the speakers. And that third mic on the stage, it was connected. We could see the sound, but there was a setting somewhere from 2 mics to 4 mics.
Oh,
and I had everybody in that building over there. How do you do this? And we could not. So we tried. And I think it came together nicely because of teamwork. But I know that you couldn't hear Jesse, and we felt bad. But at least we got something pulled together. So.
Well, at that point, you were probably on like plan C or D for streams with everyone having to disappear on you.
Like, we had planned everything, and I was so excited. And then by the end of it, I was just apologizing. I'm like, I'm sorry. But thank you for being so flexible, especially to Stephen P. Because even at the Triple Crown, I was warning him. I was like, I know that I have you down, but I don't know. So I need you to be prepared for someone else. And then that person was going to end up streaming with someone else. I was like, well, I'm sorry, but how about this? So every time I gave him a plan, and he's such a team player and such a trooper that I was like, by the end of it, I'm like, I'm just sorry. And him and Brooklyn were going to have like a really amazing demo for the live stream but we did what we could, and I think it did turn out. It was still a lot of fun, but I tell you what, I've never missed somebody's so much. I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, I can do it. I'm going to do it. We're going to figure this out. And we did. So that was that. And then when I came home, my dogs got loose.
Uh-oh.
So I spent the whole, I had this whole plan that I was going to be responsible and edit all my videos on time.
Mm-hmm.
And instead I just decided I was just screaming in fields and calling people and Facebooking. And I appreciate everybody that shared all my posts. But we did finally get them back.
Yay.
One was smart enough and came back, I think, because I'm the feeder. I feed them. And I was out there screaming. And I had a spotting that was only a few miles away, so I figured it's all field. So I figured I could go out there and scream. And Teddy came back, and so I was like, Teddy, and then he came running up so quickly that I didn't have a chance to catch him. So the other dog decided that he was just going to go after the both of us. So I was like, I finally got this dog back, and it's going to be eaten, and I might be eaten too. So, and my son was there, of course. I was like, this is going to be traumatic for everybody. So I told him, just go open the car door. And we threw Teddy in there, but I don't think my car ever is going to be the same. It's got 4 inches of dog hair.
Oh, dear.
But I was like, you know what? I have never been so happy to see that little stink butt in my life. But I don't know what happened, but I'm just so thankful. And the lady, when I got a little scared, we finally made contact, and she sounded really sweet, but when I was going to her house, it was out, of course, in the middle of nowhere. I have no idea where I'm at. And the road is so narrow that the trees are scraping my car, and there's nowhere to turn around. So I get halfway down this driveway. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to sit here. And I'm like, if I go forward, I just hope this works out. And if I go backwards, I'm going to call. So I backed all the way back out and tried calling her again. I was like, am I really where I'm supposed to be at? And she's like, yeah. So I went down. I was like, here we go. And she was so nice, and she was amazing. And I was like, you were from heaven. Thank you for taking such good care of my dog while he was out and about. But I got a little scared because I was like, man, there is nowhere to turn around. This is going for miles, and these tree limbs are scratching the crap. You could just hear it scraping. I was like, if I get this dog back, I'm just so thankful going through all this. So that was my Aquashella Dallas 2022.
Well, the important part is you got them back.
Oh, yes, 100%. 100%. And we were those people flying back that they're like, why is your suitcase so heavy? What do you do? Pack rocks? We're like, yeah. Well, we had so much stuff, and we didn't get livestock. We got plants and rocks and substrate that Jesse's bag got searched. And there was a little row of plants that had little metal ins and outs thing. And I was like, I think that's what did it. I think that's what. But I was like, I'm sorry for whoever opened that suitcase, because that was nothing but dirty clothes and substrate and rocks. But the fact they got it zipped, good job. But yeah, so that was that. But welcome, and thank you for being my guest today on the Sunday live chat.
I know, we've never done a live stream together.
Yeah, and I don't believe that. I feel like we have somehow. We've done
the behind the scenes meeting things, but we've never actually sat down and done a live stream together.
Well, thank you for being here. You're my bestie.
So Zen had a question for you. She said, so will you all be going to Chicago, or are y'all going to Fishtoberfest by chance? Just curious where the next one is taking you.
The next one, I'm going with you to the Keystone Clash. because you peer pressured me and we won.
I mean, I think I peer pressured Jesse more than you.
Well, you didn't see. There's a lot of conversation, a lot of peer pressure going on after the chat. We couldn't make Lefty cry, you know. We just can't make Lefty cry. It's just. But that's the next one. I would really like to go to Fishtoberfest a whole bunch, but I'm going to be in Chicago, work in the booth, and it's going to be an even better time in Chicago.
No one's allowed to get sick between now and Chicago.
No.
We all got our sickness out of the way for the year. We're done.
Yep, we're good. We're good to go. 100%. Yeah, Regina, that's a crazy story. Yeah. There's a convention hangover, like Aquashella hangover for sure. And I think this one got me good. But my voice is definitely scratchy today from the screaming and the yelling that I was doing. But in the middle of those fields, I discovered on the farm that there is a whole pond full of duckweed. And the cows don't even go in that pond. And it's just the most beautiful. And I was like, I didn't even know that was there. So I have a never-ending supply of duckweed now.
I wonder if there's any fish growing in there.
That's where we always caught the big old bullfrogs. There's bullfrogs, like huge. As a kid, me and Jesse used to go over there and tromp and like try to catch them. And they're still there.
We used to do tree frogs here. We didn't have too many bullfrogs. There was a lot of tree frogs. We'd have salamanders. We had the vernal ponds, so like unless it was early spring, snow would melt. Unless it rained, there would just be a dried up dirt mess. So we had to hopefully wait for snow melts and stuff. Otherwise, we had no pond. And I hope there's no leeches, because leeches are disgusting.
Yeah. I got some driftwood from the creek and didn't do anything with it and just tossed it in one of my, they were empty at the time, tubs outside, and there is some on that driftwood piece that I didn't notice when I collected it, but they sure did come out when you put it in water. There's like 3 of them in there, and I was like, oh, that was the first time, and hopefully the only time I will see that. But they're not my favorite, no.
Did you happen to see Stephen P's super chat from a little bit ago?
No.
All right, well, he gave you a $25 super chat. It said,
well, thank you.
You and Jesse for working your butts off making Aquashella Dallas awesome despite all the challenges.
I appreciate that, and thank you for pointing that out. I think I saw a glimpse, but I was talking, and the computer is far away.
And I can stop my own chat. We're
good.
Thank
you. You're the best, Steven, because you were such a team player, and you didn't seem aggravated at me for changing it 4 different times. So thank you.
And then you've got Skipper coming in for a 9-month membership.
Oh, well, thanks. That's awesome. I hope you guys all enjoyed the podcast, because that's my membership.
Oh.
You can watch the podcast in the memberships.
We're
cool. A little off schedule this week, but we got it done this week. This one we were talking about the next generation and fish keeping and how important it is, and kind of talking about our little kiddos, what they kind of are interested in and all of that. And I thought it was a really good conversation this past week. And then when Jesse gets back, we're going to film this coming up week tomorrow and then post it. So I hope you guys enjoy those podcasts. They're really fun. And I really feel like it's brought me and Jesse closer just because we're uninterrupted and we concentrate on specific topics. And we don't talk about it very much beforehand. Some of these we don't even talk about at all. So it's cool to like get each other's point of view. Some of them we're like, oh, that was an interesting turn, but yeah, that fits.
I feel like the podcasts are probably a little easier than live streaming too, right?
Yeah, just because I don't know how to edit them, so it's like one take, and that's that. Sometimes I'll start over if I get nervous still. I'm always like nervous the first 5 minutes of everything I do in life. And sometimes, especially in the beginning when we first started doing the podcast.
Mm.
But I don't know how to edit audio. So StreamYards lets me download the audio and then lets me download the whole thing, and that's what I use. So
I have a program if you need to learn how to edit audio.
probably should, but it's nice. It's just an honest conversation, and I don't. Every once in a while, we'll probably eventually in the future. Jesse always is like, I like to generalize everything. I'm like, yeah, that'll probably get you in trouble one of these days. But for the most part, I think it's got us closer, and he's more falling into the hobby, definitely, with each trip and each like fish purchase. I think he's getting bit by the bug over and over and over and over again. And I told him I got tickled. I was like, I've never seen you smile so much. You were sitting there at the live stream table, and I filmed it too. I was like, you got a grin ear to ear. I was like, that's so cute. So it was just, even though it was stressful, it was a good trip. It was still a good trip.
It's a long trip for me, even though I didn't get to stay. I still had to do the drive back.
Yeah, I bet. Like, I told you, I was like, I don't want you to go. And I was always the last to know. I was like, what? Why? I was like, oh, okay.
Well, I made sure you were the first person I told.
Yeah, but I'm sometimes... Like, you told me in person, and then you texted me, but it was the text that I'm always behind, or messenger text. When I'm at the show, like, I'll get it, but I'm a bit late because I'm everywhere. But you have to tell me, look me in the eyes and say, this is what's going down. I'll be like, okay. Yeah, don't tell Jesse he's the best too much there, Ed, though, because I still have to live with him, you know?
Yeah, I was looking at a map after I got home, and I'm like, that looks an awful lot longer than it felt like.
Yeah, I felt like, I don't know how you do it. I know you don't like flying. I don't like flying. It's like not my top 10 things to do in a day. But to save that much time, I don't know. You are a trooper. And the fact that you were brave enough to go through traffic and not scared of, like, what happens when you miss your exit. I don't know how you do that. You're so brave.
I've got my trusty old GPS on my phone. That's what we used to call GPS in high school for some reason. And I just... Sometimes, it tells you to turn at the wrong time, and it auto-corrects. It always gets me where I need to go.
It always seems like it needs to tell me about 10 seconds faster. Because it takes me a minute to compute. I'm already shaking. My hands are, like, on the steering, like, gripping, and you're like, you're going to have to tell me 3 or 4 more times.
That's what I like about the Google Maps one. It reminds you multiple times.
Yeah.
It starts a few miles out, and then, a mile, half a mile, 500 feet, and then it finally says turn, merge.
Well, maybe I need to use that one. I have 2. I guess I have just maps, and then I have Google Maps. And I don't know. I always pull up the wrong one, and Jesse's like, you got to use the other one. And so I use the other one, and then I miss my turn. So I'm going to listen to you. Maybe whichever one you use is the one I'm going to use. And then when I call you lost, you're like, I don't know, Missouri.
I had a love-hate relationship with Apple's map app.
Uh-huh.
That one never took me the same way twice. Even if I went somewhere and 2 days later I was coming home, it felt the need to take me a completely different route home. And I was always like, why? Why do you do this to me? It's your first time when you go someplace, you kind of remember how you got there. So for it to be like, oh no, you're taking completely different routes. It's like, but I came this way.
Well, this is how bad I am with being like I'm just oblivious to things sometimes. I didn't even realize when we did the hotel, I just assumed it was at the same one. So I'm riding in the Uber, and I was like, this is the right place. That's the hotel. I was like, well, if I go in and they have my name, they have my name. And if they don't, then they don't. So I walked in and I was like, just seem confident.
Always walk in like you own the place.
I do not, and I have no reason to be that way. My dad made maps. My dad worked for the USGS. He made maps. I should be able to have the ability to find my way around, and I do not. I just don't. And people like you are so brave that you can just travel and you can just get there and you're just good.
See, I think because growing up, we never flew for vacations. We always drove.
Yeah.
And going to see my sister was always, a 10-hour drive in the car.
Yeah.
So from, a young age, I was just used to long car rides, I guess.
Yeah.
So when someone's like, oh, it's a 4-hour drive, that's so far. And I'm thinking, 4 hours is a quick trip for me. Now, when you get to like 18, 20 hours, then that I consider a long trip.
Yeah.
Which I don't think I can do those anymore. Not one straight through anymore. I think I have to break those up.
Yeah, we just went to my grandma's house growing up, and it was about 3.5 hours, I think, away. 3.5 hours from our house when I would go to my grandma's house. But we only went we went to one vacation. It was I got to leave 4th grade 2 weeks early. And we went to California. We went to SeaWorld, Disneyland. I think it's Disneyland. Disney World, one up Disneyland. And somewhere else. Universal, Disney, and SeaWorld.
Okay.
For 2 weeks. And I fell asleep taking off, and the food cart couldn't go through. So that was our only vacation. And other than that, we just went to my grandma's house, and it was, for you, a short trip. For me, I was like, I don't want to go to grandma's. There's nothing to do but walk the dirt road.
I was spoiled. I had one who was 15 minutes away. The other was only a half an hour away.
Oh,
Connecticut's a nice condensed state.
Yeah,
you could be from one side to the other in like an hour, hour and a half. Yeah. Whereas, Kansas, Arkansas, Missouri, they all felt really long.
Yeah.
I was not expecting to be in those states as long as I was.
Yeah, they don't end. They just go on and on and on and on.
You got a super sticker now from Mr. Bob Kaler, Kaler's Aquatics and Exotics with the
thank you.
flex emoji. I can't flex, but there you go.
Thanks. That's really kind. Thank you. See, this is why I have a co-host, because they keep things on track.
Whip said that apparently his Google Maps randomly changed to Spanish, so he either needs to figure out how to change it back or learn Spanish, and is asking for advice. Well, my guess would be you have to open up the map app, click on your little icon at the top right, and then go to settings. You should be able to change the speaker back, I think. That'd be my guess. Go to settings and just change the language back.
Yeah, I have no idea, but that's my guess.
That's the best I got without, looking too deeply.
Oh, thanks, Jenny Lynn. She became a member. Thank you. That's really kind. Thanks. I hope you enjoy the podcast. But yeah. That's about it.
I am excited about the Clash coming up, though. That's going to be a fun one.
Well, it's because we're roomies now. We're best friends and roomies now.
Yeah, I still gotta call the hotel and be like, hey, can we make this one reservation instead of 3?
Yeah, just let me know. However, but I'm super excited because there's going to be a bunch of people up there that I get to meet for the first time that I didn't think I was going to get to meet for a long time if I was going to get to meet them. So I'm really excited that it worked out. And I totally coordinated my flight to land with Stephen P. and to leave with them. So it worked out. And again, they are so cool.
That's good that worked out. I was talking to Patty, and I'm like, I think I might have to pick Carrie up at the airport.
Well, you can if you want. Yeah, you can if you want, but I am totally. I'm spoiled because it's only like a 2 hour. I think it's 2 hours and 20 minutes direct flight, and I leave at 7:45. I get there at like 10:20, and I don't think they land to almost midnight. But I'm like, I am totally cool hanging out because I don't need to go anywhere by myself because I would get lost. So it's whatever. I do not want to take advantage of anybody's time because it's a little bit of a trip to. I think it's like 45 minutes to and from.
Where are you flying into?
Philadelphia.
Yeah, I think that's like 45 minutes to an hour. I'm not sure.
Because the other airport was like pretty far away.
I know they have a local one, but I'm thinking it's only the small puddle jumpers that can land there.
Yeah, I'm flying Southwest.
So unless you wanted to land somewhere and take a connector to a little tiny airstrip in the middle of Pennsylvania.
I did that in Texas. I was unaware that the connecting flight had an airport change. Now, if I don't get a direct flight, I don't know if I want to go because that was so awful. Thank you, Garcia Aquatics. We got a $5 super sticker. Thank you. That's really kind. I was because I was newly pregnant, so I was 27, and I was doing hair, and I flew in to the largest one, and I think I had to go to the Love Field, I think is what it was, because the Love Field's smaller, but the airport was closed.
Oh.
So the shuttle dropped me off, and I was like, "Oh, you'll be fine." And I was so hungry, and I was like, "This is like this is a new level of hunger," like because I think I was like 3 months pregnant.
Oh.
And my friends were calling, trying to figure out how to get me home. And I was like, I'll be okay. As soon as something opens and I can get through the security, I'm going to, like, eat everything in sight. But I'm like, I am never going through that kind of stress again because it was just a closed airport. And I had, like, I think 6 hours to just wait in the, like, drop-off area. And I was like, I guess I'm just going to, like, lay on my suitcase. I was like, this is not fun. So it was like it all worked out. I wasn't really like scared or anything. It was just a long wait. I was just like ready to go home. And we were flying into Branson, and there was only one flight a day. And I was like, I am never flying into such a small airport. I will fly into St. Louis and just drive my butt home. Because really, there's one flight a day. Okay. It's never again. So that's why I'm so spoiled to direct nonstop flights.
Yeah, I have not flown in 27 years, 26. Mm. And it was to go down to Texas to see my sister's boyfriend or something. Mm-hmm. But I guess it's been a long time since I've flown. And that was when you could still go into the cockpit with the pilot.
Yeah, you could plug in your headphones into the seat and listen to I loved listening to the air traffic and the pilots. And you could they just took that away at some point. And I was like, I really liked, but I guess they were listening.
After what happened, it's probably considered a security risk. If
I'm sure.
One guy listening to the air traffic, he could be like texting his buddy, being like, "Hey, this is what's happening."
But I really liked it.
There is a website where you can actually go to and listen to air traffic controller comms. Mm-hmm. You could probably just have it on your phone. You can just listen to that when you're on planes if you wanted to.
Yeah. Well, Jesse made me stop watching. I would watch all those aircraft crash documentaries.
All the ones on the Smithsonian Channel? Or it's like
my gosh, yes. And anything I could look up. I think I've seen everything on YouTube. And the investigation to me was fascinating, even though it was horrible circumstances of why. And he really told me to stop doing that, so I stopped. And he told me to... He's like, when I watched Shark Week, when we were at the beach for the first time, he's like, why do you do this? It's like, I don't know. But this is really enjoyable. He's like, you're watching Shark Week on the beach. Like, leave me alone.
Just watch the video and then go for a swim.
Yeah, I was like, you know what? It's okay.
So the last time we went to New Jersey for a quick little getaway, I know, you're not supposed to swim at dusk and dawn because that's when the sharks are most active in feeding. Mm-hmm. Guess we decided to go swimming.
Oh, that's the perfect time to go.
There was nobody there, and there were people surfboarding. So I was like, okay, well, if they're out here, the shark's gonna go for the surfboard before they go for me, so I'll be fine. And I was just like, I 100% know better than to be doing this right now. Mm-hmm. I don't care, because So when we used to go, every other beach had a lifeguard, and then there'd be like the semi-private ones that didn't have lifeguards. Well, after Hurricane Sandy came through, it completely changed the currents off the Jersey coast. So now the riptides are worse, and the tides, depending on how they come in, will actually erode the beaches away at night. So they've put lifeguards at every beach now. So you're not allowed to just go and swim. They don't let you out as far as they used to. Because you used to be able to go way the heck out. But now they've got us where you can only go like maybe 50, 60 yards out. Because if you get too far out, then undertow takes you.
Yeah.
They got to get in their rowboat because they don't have a speedboat. They have a rowboat.
Yeah.
Get in that rowboat, they got to come get you.
Yeah. We went up to, I think, when we were driving, because it was the first time me and Jesse ever went to the beach. It's 2 years ago now. And we were on the way there, we're like, we'll probably just go up to like our knees. You know, that's probably about by the end of it, we were pretty far out. And people were literally, I could see them laughing at me because I was acting like a 5-year-old. I had my goggles. I was like, I'm ready to go. And I kept falling on the beach. And I was like, gosh, I need to act my age. But it was so fun.
I mean, saltwater burns people. You got to wear goggles. I don't know how people can dive and open their eyes underwater.
Yeah, I couldn't do that. People could do that on swim team. I was on swim team for a long time, and I never could. The chlorine in the pool would just eat my eyeballs. They would just, ugh. And there's nothing. It always hurt too. We would have to swim laps, and every once in a while you get someone that just didn't like know their surroundings, and they would kick you right in the face, and those goggles would come down and it would cut your nose. I was like, oh my gosh, like really? But I'm a strong swimmer, and I can swim in like the creeks and the rivers, but even that can get dangerous in some parts. And I'm not an ocean experienced swimmer by any means, but I told Jesse if a shark dive comes up, I'm buying a ticket and I'm going. And if I get eaten, it's okay. I died happy.
There's that, because a young girl or woman that lives in Hawaii that actually free dives with the sharks. Now, that probably sounds crazy, but you've watched Shark Week. I've watched Shark Week. The water is crystal clear.
Yeah.
So their vision isn't impaired. So to me, it actually makes sense that she's free diving with the sharks.
Yeah. Like, they free dive with all of them. Great whites, tigers, like all
I think she was with great whites.
Yeah. And then they did research where they're always like traveling in pairs. So if there's another one around you somewhere. But I would go. But that's like I've seen sharks at like the aquariums, but I've never seen like a shark.
Yeah,
and I would have a heart attack before I got to the cage.
I've never seen a shark in person. I've seen dolphins. So the shore would have the dolphins. So if I knew if the dolphins were there, I knew the sharks weren't going to be around, because a lot of dolphins will actually protect people from sharks.
Yeah, we were walking on the beach on that trip, and you could see them out, and I've seen them like at SeaWorld, but when I was a kid, but that's not the same, you know. And I was like, oh my gosh, they're right there. I was like, they're real dolphins. Okay.
Yeah. Bunny Viper had a question. She said, what does airplane mode do? Do I need to use it on the plane? So if you flip the switch on your cell phone that says airplane mode, it basically kills any service on your phone. So it kills Wi-Fi, it kills mobile service, it kills everything. So that way, when they tell you to turn off your phone, if you just flip that button, it basically does the same thing, and then you could still be on your phone for stuff that doesn't require like data and internet and stuff. So that's what that does.
I also use it at the house when I need to charge my phone, because I never charge my phone. And if you put it on airplane mode and you charge it, it charges faster. I swear. I mean,
well, it makes sense. It turns a lot of stuff off, and apps close down.
No one can get a hold of you either. And
True.
As long as the kid's home, I don't, sometimes I'm like, even at Aquashella, Texas Fish Room saved me, because I'm like, I'm at Aquashella. I have plans to film. I use my phone. What would you think the smart thing to do at night would be? Charge your phone. You know where I found it? Next to the charger.
Well, you tried.
Yeah, so, Sometimes I get the job done, but other things sometimes. Oh.
I always make sure I have extra chargers and battery packs just in case.
Yeah, I found one after I borrowed one. I found one in my computer bed that I didn't even know I had, but it was dead.
They don't. I feel like the ones I get must be cheap because they don't last very long.
I do have to say that I am wanting that jellyfish. Did you see it? I'm sure if you watch the live streams, it was in the live stream. If you get a chance to catch one, there is like I think it was a 10-gallon jellyfish. It was like a little cylindrical aquarium on the live stream at Aquashella, and I want one so bad. And everybody's like, are those real? I was like, yeah, they are. And I talked his ear off every time he walked past me. I was like, hi, I'm going to email you. I was like, I want one. I don't even know. He wouldn't tell me the price, so I know they're expensive, and I might have to wait like years, but I want one eventually. I want one so bad. They are so cool. I was like, it'd be really cool right here, just right there.
No, unfortunately, because I was driving and my high-speed mobile data ran out at some point, I did not catch any of them.
No.
Sadly.
Well, just go back and like watch 5 minutes of Stephen P. in prime times because Stephen P.'s cool.
Okay.
And look at that jellyfish on the end of the live stream table. And oh my gosh, I want one. I talked about it to anybody that would listen, even like Stephen P. Did you buy one? I have no money to buy anything at the moment. And I don't think he was willing to just give one to me, which is understandable. But I most definitely, in my lifetime, I'm going to save up. If I stopped going to so many fish trips, I'd probably have more money, but...
Yeah.
If you would like a Science Gal Aquatics t-shirt, feel free to go to sciencegalaquatics.com. Tote bags and duckweed coming soon.
Are you also selling the towels?
Yes, there are aquarium towels on there. There's t-shirts, coffee mugs, hats, towels, a bundle package. All kinds of goodies. Yeah, there you go. I like them.
Still sad I didn't get a pink one.
I'll make you one and send it to you just for you.
Oh, Steven's telling people to join in Super Chat so you can get your jellyfish fund going.
Oh my gosh. Yes. I have, it's been a long time. Like, I get obsessed with tanks all the time, but there is something about that one that I was like, from the ends of my hair to my toes, I was like, everything about me wanted this tank so bad. I was like, I never, ever, ever thought, oh my gosh, I wanted it so bad.
Bunny Viper's saying apparently there are instructions on YouTube for DIY jellyfish tanks. Maybe you can make one yourself.
I'm going to do whatever because that's pretty sweet. But yeah, the next one I'm excited for is Clash. Like I said, I'm so excited about going, and I really thank you for letting me to be your roommate.
I had the extra bed, and I offered it to like 4 people, and you were the first one to say yes. So everyone else is SOL now.
Yep. He's my friend. I'm taking him. And Jesse's not going, so...
We still got time to change his mind.
No, work won't let him off. That's okay. He can stay home.
He had a wedding?
Jesse?
Yeah, I told him to tell him that he had a wedding.
Oh, I'm going to make him stay home and personally watch my dogs while I go have fun.
Right, yeah.
You stay here. I need a trip. Unattended.
Welcome, Jenna P, to the new membership. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. I'm crazy, but Jesse sometimes keeps it... I have more fun when he's not around.
Ivy was asking, is there somewhere I can read about our table and what's being raffled? Ivy, are you talking about the Clash by chance? If so, let me know and I can answer that slightly better. So are you looking for anything in particular at the Clash?
Friends. Friendly faces. people that want to talk to me and don't give me strange looks.
No fish that are on your radar you're looking for?
I've got all kinds of new fish right now that I think I'm good. I want to learn how to and I keep saying this, and I embarrass myself at that aquascaping contest because you're always harsher on yourself, but mine was the only one that floated all the way up.
Uh-oh.
And everybody, this is how you get thick skin. This is how you do this. Stand by the raffle box next to the aquascapes. Stand next to your aquascape. No one knows that's your aquascape. Listen to everyone criticize the aquascapes. You get thick skin.
I'm sure. Well, there is an aquascaping contest at the Keystone Clash you can sign up for.
Oh, I will. I need to get the shirt. I want the blue one. I need to get the creator bundle that you told me so I can actually get a ticket to go since I'm planning to go. And now I need to sign up for the escape off because I'm going to keep entering these things until I feel like I do a good job.
I mean, I think it's a decent way to learn how to do it. Yeah. You get a feel for it.
Yeah. And Christopher Scott, he was so kind. He came up to me and he's like, anytime you need any pointer, I was like, you do a good job and you know a lot. So anytime you want to help me out and give me pointers, I will take them. Like, I am open for the help because it is a talent and I need to train my eye.
Sometimes doing the out-of-the-box thing can work, too.
Yeah. And everybody's like, I like this one because this is what I could do.
Like,
oh, man.
I'm watching videos and stuff, the rule of thirds and this and stuff. Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, but Mother Nature doesn't care about the rule of thirds. Stuff just falls where it's going to fall.
Yes.
And it happens.
I tell you, when you're on stage, you're not sure if the live stream's running because the computer's smoking. You've got... The speakers are actually working so the audience can hear you. You're sweating like you've never sweated before, and you have 30 minutes to aquascape something that you've only tried hard twice to do in your life. There's a lot. Like, I did okay. But thank you for the $2 super chat. I think it's a super chat from Larry D's. Thank you. Jellyfish fun. Thanks.
Whoop, whoop. And there's another one for Ed saying for the jellies.
Oh, thank you. That's really kind. Thank you. Oh, I'm going to get one. We're going to have a party. We're going to have cupcakes and live chats to celebrate my jellyfish. But, yeah. Oh, and another thing. This is kind of off a little bit on topic. For when we're at the Clash, for the next Triple Crown, if we're all together and we're chit-chatting about Aquashella, everybody's like, no offense, Carrie. I don't take offense if people have something to say. I've heard that, like, you guys are kind. You're not coming after me to say something wrong. And I don't have that much pull to be like, So if you guys have suggestions or ideas, like, that's how we learn. It's all for us to, like, improve. And I always get the, like, I'm sorry, Carrie. I'm like, it's okay. You don't have to, like, it's that's how we know. If you guys are watching at home, so just let me know.
Listen, I'm pretty sure I sent John a single space, full page of things after my first Aquashella. I was like, this stuff needs to be fixed.
Yes. And I know we need moderators and all of that. So one, yeah, I know. So we're getting there one thing at a time. But yeah, it kind of cracks me up. I'm like, I don't get offended. Just talk. Like, I want to know the gossip too.
I think some people can't take constructive criticism.
Oh, I know.
Problem. And, if you're used to dealing with those people and you get someone like us, then it's like, oh, you got a suggestion? Let me hear it. Yeah. Like, really? You don't mind if I give you my honest opinion? Like, no, that's what we want to hear.
Yeah.
You can't improve without it.
Steven, no offense, Carrie, but can you make the weather just a tad bit cooler? I will try. Oh, thank you, Jenna P. I'm sorry, Carrie, but you have more jellyfish funding. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, I just fell in love. And they had a smaller one, but Why go small when you can get the big one?
I keep hearing something that makes me think my desk is about to fall. And I'm not
scary.
sure where it's coming from.
Yeah.
So if I randomly jump out of the way, my whole desk is falling on me.
Don't do that. We'll go with you and just jump on over to Skipper's.
So Bunny was talking about. So Bunny, Skipper, Susie, and myself on the 23rd are gonna do a whole, recap what's changed. It's because a couple things changed, but the core like raffle and stuff. We're gonna talk about all that and answer questions. So we'll talk about it then. That's where you can get all your spicy info, and then we can probably get something put on fishfam.link or something.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I'm just so excited. I'm just so grateful that I get to go, because I didn't honestly think I was going to get to go at all. So
I knew I'd eventually wear Jesse down.
Yeah, Jesse doesn't have a problem now that he's got bit by the fish bug so much. He's just more upset that if he can't get the time off. It's more my mom who has a lot of responsibility for me when I'm gone.
Got it.
She's the true okayer of things, and she's just so happy that I found something that doesn't, it makes me happy.
Mm-hmm.
That she's really supportive, so it makes things a lot easier. Because
that's good.
My family in the beginning of YouTube, they just didn't understand. They liked it. They would watch the videos. They'd kind of roll their eyes, or I don't know what you're doing, but my sister's I like your videos, but your music's really dramatic. Go have fun. They were all really supportive, but they did not understand what I was doing by any stretch of the imagination. And now that the channel's grown, I've got to meet so many people, and Jesse's aunt and uncle was the whole reason why I got to go to the first Aquashella. They gave me that first plane ticket, and they're just way more supportive, and anything that I ask, they're just a little bit more apt to say yes now than they were in the past, and it's just really nice. And I'm so grateful for that.
I don't mind my dad doesn't mind as much. He's the one who took care of my fish while I was gone for the extended trip.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my dad too. He's the only one that that's where I get my animal and my outdoorsiness and my anything animal outdoorsy related. It is from my dad. It is most definitely not from my mom, and she knows that. She's she wouldn't even, she was so scared of water that she wouldn't even wash her hair in the shower. She would get out and rinse it in the sink. She was so scared of water. And I'm like, let's go camping and fishing and floating and kayaking. And she's like, no. She's like, if you made me go floating, that's equivalent to going to hell for me. That's my mom. That's what she says. And to me, it is heaven.
Yeah.
Heaven. My heavenly place. And to
Are you a Pisces?
No, I am a double Scorpio.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say Pisces and Aquarius love water.
My sister's a Pisces. And my brother passed away, but their birthday were 4 days apart, and they were both Pisces. So my mom had two Pisces and a Scorpio. And she's a Leo.
Maybe that's how we get along, because I'm a Pisces.
Yeah.
And I love water. If I go in a pool, you're not going to see me for 6 to 8 hours.
Yeah.
You might get me out.
Yeah. I am so gravitated towards water. It's crazy. I love the sound. Most people hate that sound of filters with the waters running a little. I love everything about it. And my mom is not that way.
Mary Page, hello. I hope you're feeling better.
Yes.
It worked out.
Thanks
for you.
Being here.
And George, it was great to meet you too at the Triple Crown.
Mm-hmm. Let's see what else. Oh goodness, I didn't even realize it was that late. Everybody says that. I didn't even realize that I talk so much that the time flew by.
Streams always seem to go by super quick though, especially when you have someone to talk to.
Yeah, mine's November 20th. I think Carrie's birthday is the day before mine. Yes, mine's November 20th. And it confused the crap out of my grandma, because I'm born in Oregon. I was born in Klamath Falls at 11:30 at night on the 20th. But here, It was the 21st.
Oh.
And my grandma still does not have a clue how to spell my name right either. She'll spell it wrong on the inside and spell it wrong a completely different way on the outside. And she still doesn't know my birthday either. So it makes me feel real special. But it confused the heck out of my family, my birthday to this day. But you, my friend, my true friend, know my birthday. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
until
Scorpios. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, until my cousins moved away, like joined the military and stuff, everybody was always in the same time zone. So until I went, to Chicago last year, I was like, oh, that's right, I'm in a different time zone now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're in. I got to know the time zones when I first started live streaming. We did all the interviews. We started doing and I got a quick crash course in time zones, and I was like, dang, it's kind of a lot to keep track of, trying to remember where everybody's at, but I've just learned to include Central Time and Eastern Time in any message that involves. But
yep, I learned.
I
was gonna say, I learned most of my time zones like I learned to type.
Yeah.
One summer on Facebook, when I was super big on adding random people, just anybody that had something in common, I ended up having friends in like every single country. So I had to somehow learn all these different time zones, and it helped me learn to type too.
Wow. I don't even remember what. I think I just took typing in middle school.
Yeah, we took typing classes, but they didn't work.
No.
It's the same thing as anything else. Like even video games, eventually it's all muscle memory where the key buttons and what you got to press. So if you do it enough, you just kind of learn.
Yeah.
Do it without looking. I can just look at the screen and type away. It's great.
Yeah, I can do that, but I'm probably nowhere as quick as you. But I used to be a lot better. But I've like to get Jesse's little one through school and stuff. He would write, and even me, I'll write it and then handwrite it, and then I'll type it, and I'll just go, But he would write it, and I'd help him type it because I could type a lot faster than the buttons.
Yeah.
That's how Jesse types.
That's how my dad types. One finger. I'm like, can you at least use two instead of just one? No, I'm going to use one. Oh, God.
Yeah. I tell you, you guys, before we go head over to Jesse, love you to death, especially if you're listening. But you cannot tell me you do not know how to even open up the computer anymore, because you were a whiz at connecting all that live stream equipment. So the next stream will be brought to you, ran by Jesse, connected by Jesse.
You can just take over. He can do all the streaming now.
I was like, look at you go. I'm so proud of you. Taking mental notes. Like, look at you.
I feel like he's one of those people, though, that if he sees something done once, he can kind of replicate it.
Yeah, that's how we try. And I feel bad because I was helping with the shrimp contest, trying to set it up, and I was trying to, Shelby is amazing, and I was trying to look at her, and I was like, man, she's doing this real quick, and I was like, I do not want to interrupt. She is on a roll, but I really want to help. And she's getting 5 to my 1 done. And Jesse, he was whipping it. He could just watch and go, but once I figured it out, I got to go. But they get that down, well-oiled machine.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we got 2 minutes. Thank you for sitting and listening to me talk on my Sunday live chat. Thank you for being
fun.
My co-host this week. And I still don't believe that we have not done this.
No, first one. It feels like we've done more, but no, this is the very first one we ever did.
Well, thank you for being my friend and being so amazing. And I'm glad you're feeling better. And yes.
I'm glad you never got sick.
Yeah. Right now, I'm just from... I told Jesse, I think we've just been to too many things and we got too many germs in the past, and now we're just good. But my throat does hurt, I won't lie, from screaming for my dog. But I am so thankful. So unbelievably, I don't call people crying, I think, ever. And I texted you on Facebook in tears, and I called Jess. And I was like, Jess? She's like, hello? I'm like, I'm about to lose it. So, here we go. I need a friend, and I need you to tell me to breathe. And then I pulled myself together and we found my dog, and thankfully that lady posted it on Facebook and Teddy came back and all is well, and every trip from here on out will be great because this is
It can't be really any worse.
yeah, because not only between that my pond pump burnt up, I lost those diamond tetra to fungus.
Oh.
I lost the females to the trio of my championship guppy that I got Triple Crown. And one more thing I thought happened. No, that might be it. So it was quite the eventful. It was great to come home. But again, thank you. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. And we'll do this again soon.
I'm sure we will.
Yes. But I will talk to you soon. And thanks everybody for tuning in and chatting with us. It's been great. But let's go to Skippers now.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.